everybody. It's Lisa here with Lisa Marie Accounting. We're doing another Sass It Up Live. I'm so excited to be here with Laurie Ross, and we are going to be talking all about sassing up your business events with travel. If it's your first time watching me and being on my business page, I want to introduce myself. Again, my name is Lisa. I'm with Lisa Marie Accounting. I am known as the Sassy Southern Accountant. Basically, I'm a profitability coach, and I work with women entrepreneurs to help them take their business numbers from chaos to sassy and sexy. And yes, it is possible. So without further ado, I'm really excited about our next guest and what we're going to be talking about, because I'm hosting my own intensive in October, and I'm traveling. I'm traveling to Canada. Yay! So I'm really super excited about this, because we're going to be sassing up your business events with traveling, and so not just having them local. So Laurie, will you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
What I like to say is I have the best job in the world. I'm a travel agent, but what I like to focus on is making dynamic group adventures and group vacations so that people can get together and experience something original at the same time, learning or connecting or whatever. So yeah.
Awesome. So tell me, what is your why? Why do you like doing this? What is behind it? Because everybody has a why. I mean, what is yours?
I just like to see the thrill of people when they come back, and when how they've enjoyed it, how they have enjoyed their vacations or their event, and I feel I can live vicariously through them. So they've gone somewhere, and I can enjoy that without actually having been there, and so then I can better recommend that destination or that event in the future, and it makes me happy to help other people. It's not only about myself growing my business, but helping other business owners grow their business and clients as well.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to get started. And this is one of the things I've asked you when we talked, and I think it's really important, and I think a lot of people will want to know as well. How exactly does traveling for an event with your clients, how is that better at keeping them engaged than having something local? How is it different?
I think the big thing is it's camaraderie. So you're experiencing a location all together at the same time. Now, individual people may have been to that destination before, but you get to experience it together. So not only do you have the memory and the learning of the event, but you had the event or the presentation, and then after we went on a sailing excursion. So it builds camaraderie between the company owner and their clients, as well as the clients, each individual client together. So it helps them build that rapport, so that they realize that it's more a sense of community to help you feel more connected to the world, instead of just going to an event at a local hotel and then going home and it's over. You get to know your clients, and then the clients get to know the owner on a more personal level.
Yeah, because you're doing it for more than just a day or for a couple of hours. You're doing it more or less, like you said, 3 or 4 days, and so you're not only getting the business information, but you're getting to know each other. You're connecting personally, and I think that's important, right?
Yeah, I think it's much better for a boss or a owner, then they know their client better, so they know how to better serve their client, instead of a 1 minute hour conversation. You really get a sense of who they are to help them grow as well.
Right. I like that. I really do. I like that. And I think that's important, because I mean, even though it's me traveling for like mine, I think it's important because you're connecting with different people as well in different environments, and it's broadening your horizons, your personal horizons too, but it's also you're connecting on a personal level. And especially with being an online entrepreneur, I think all of us at one point in time, we like that personal level connection and it being the in-person, and who doesn't want to travel?
With my business, a lot of our work is done online. So when you get that personal connection with your clients, it just means everything, because you really get a real sense of who they are. And I was going to send you on a cruise, but I now know that you should do this, because I can see how you're enjoying this location or this event.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So what different destinations are good for traveling for events with your clients? I mean, you can go anywhere. So I'm sure there are some destinations that are better than others. Hey, Kim. Which different places, and also I'm going to ask this, how do you choose?
I think it depends on the business owner. So places such as Bali or East Asia, they are very good for an yoga type person or a health and wellness person, because it just says wellness. Those destinations say wellness. But for somebody like you with an intensive, a cruise might be better, because then you have lots of hours during the day. If you're just sailing, those are the days that you focus on the training or the learning. And then the days on shore or at night is the days that you have your fun. So it really depends on the type of owner, what the destination they would pick. And if their clients are more live in Canada, then they're going to want to go somewhere warm. If they're in like the southern states, they might want to come to Canada or go to Alaska or enjoy it. So it's completely different from their home environment. So it's a little bit of a new experience for everybody.
Or you could be like,
destinations really are business.
Right. Yeah, well, you could be like me. I live in the South, and I still don't want to go anywhere up north. So I don't want anywhere near cold. You can take it where it's warmer. I don't want to go where it's cold.
Yeah. But then if you go somewhere cold, people pay attention because they don't want to leave the event early because it's too cold outside.
Krishay said a cruise. That sounds great, right, Krishay? I'm already thinking about this in the future now. I think I'm going to have to do an event and it be a cruise. How awesome would that be, right?
Oh, awesome.
Right? Yeah, and I've never been on a cruise, so that would be even better.
And then you see multi-destinations, and then you'll know where you want to go for your next event.
See, I like that. I like that. So what different types of travel styles are good for events with clients? I mean, those just vary, you know. I think that there's so much, and I'm gonna be honest, sometimes I think it also can become overwhelming.
Yeah, and I think that, for example, for a fitness trainer, they want to probably have a more action-packed adventure. So probably a pre-designed group vacation. So they're experiencing stuff together with their clients, but there's different activities going on, and they're seeing different destinations throughout the trip. And then, like I said, for somebody like you might want to cruise, because then there's more days that are focused on your actual learning, but then you can also have fun. Or for somebody that's like yoga or a wellness person, they'd want somewhere like exotic or something that just says wellness. So even like just going to like a beach resort where you just relax and you meet in the morning, you do your Tai Chi, and then you do some yoga in the afternoon, and it just welcomes the sense of balance. Some place that says that. So more exotic or warm and inviting locations.
Well, kind of like with me and Patricia with Healthy Body, Healthy Business, we're looking at, I think it was you showed us Jamaica? Yeah. And me and her both are like, yeah. we're all over it. Yeah. So how does one go? What's the best way to actually start planning for something like that, or the best route to actually look and see what, you know, one, the cost, and two, how to start planning something like that? Because I mean, that's huge. It's not like you're planning something local and you're just renting a hotel. You're renting a room for a hotel. You're actually planning a trip for most people halfway across the world.
I think the first thing you need to decide, the business owner or the coach or whoever needs to decide, how many people do I think I could get to an event? Like in your mind, you're thinking, okay, I want to go to Jamaica. So how many people do I honestly think we can get to go to this event? So then you would give me the numbers and say, yeah, I think we would get a minimum of 16 people. So then I could source out different destinations that would fit those numbers at a reasonable price. And so then I'd say to you, well, because in order to, when you're booking group vacations, numbers are the most important, because that's right, what they want the quote on. So then you get the idea of the numbers. But then if they're more, say, okay, well, if you have 16 people, it's going to be $1,500 a person. If you're going to have 20, it'll go down to 13. And that's the most, then you decide, well, what kind of event, what kind of travel style do I want? Do we want to go on a cruise? Do we want to just go to a resort? And then I can narrow it down to, well, I think these particular destinations or travel style, this is what would work for what your event is. And then we work together to kind of narrow them down. And then you, even like a lot of businesses have put it out to their members. What would you rather do? Would you rather do this or this? And see who has the best interest, and then you just kind of build it from there. But the numbers, your numbers of attendees are probably the most important part, and then you go kind of down from there. Because if you know you're going to get 200 people, well, it's probably not a good idea to go to that resort in Jamaica that we were talking about, because you just don't have enough
people. I'm going to probably pass out.
But if you want, and maybe you just want an intimate event. Maybe you only want to bring 10 people.
I'm okay. I don't know what Patricia, but I'm probably gonna want an intimate
If
one.
you had 200 people, I'd kiss you.
Yeah, right? I don't need it that intimate, but I don't know if I want 200 people. I'll be honest.
So it really, numbers really are crucial, because then, and it depends on, do you want to just hang out with your clients and just do a few activities, or do you want something like what you're doing in Canada and it's actually a presentation? Because then that limits the places where you may or may not want to go, because they don't, this particular resort that you want to go to so badly, well, there's no meeting space. So there's no good place to have a presentation. So it's a big package that you have to discuss. And that's what I do. I mean, I sit down with clients and totally discuss, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? And then give a few ideas, and then it's a back and forth, process, 5-6 months. And then finally you come up with something that everybody's agreed upon. And price,
By numbers,
I like to focus as little on price as I can. And not that price isn't important to people, but it's the value and not the price. Because if you know that you're getting all of this for what it's a better value than if you just booked a hotel and went.
Mm-hmm.
Like an individual person would be attending your function.
Right. And Crochet says if you've ever traveled in a big group like that, it's so much fun. I've never traveled in a big group like that, so it would be definitely interesting, and I can see why it would be fun, but I also see why it would be beneficial to someone's business as well. Again, you've got that camaraderie, but I mean, like with my event, yeah, it's a presentation, but it's more like a workshop, because there's going to be a lot of hands-on, which is one of the things I like, why I'm so excited about it, because I'm all about knowing your numbers, as everybody knows. And see, again, someone else said numbers are important. It's not just me. Okay. But it is important, because when you go, you need to know. And again, when you get those, you're going to want to know what you can do, because then you've also got to make it affordable for your group, because just because you want to go, say, for example, to Jamaica, if your ideal client's not going to be able to afford to come up with that in, say, 6 months, then it's not gonna work. So those are things you have to kind of look into. And I like how you work with people to break it down, and you just, you don't just go, okay, we'll just book it. No, you know what, we need to look at this and say, okay, what's going to work for you? What's going to work, this way, and give a couple of options. And then again, you're breaking it down to do you want a meeting room or not a meeting room, or what you're needing from that.
And you also want to make it attractive, so that it not only, you want to make it attractive so that you don't want to attract your current clients. You want to attract new clients as well. So you have to think, who that aren't my clients, what's a good first time event. And then once you've had that first event, then the momentum continues to go to the next event. And a big thing that I've done on some groups is, at the last day or the second last day of the event, hey, how did everybody like this event? Well, next year we're holding a bigger and better one. If you give us a deposit today for the next trip, like, you're the first on the list. And then if it turns out they don't like that event, they can get their money back. But when you're at something, you're always more excited about the next one. And then word of mouth will generate for the next one and the next one. Because yeah, I'm going to book, and I'm going to tell my 5 friends they have to come because I had so much fun. So that it continues that momentum for people to have that sense of, this was so good, I can't miss the next one. Whatever I do, I'm coming to the next one. I don't care where it is or what we're doing. I just had so much fun here that I'm going, no matter where it is or what
they got a lot of value out of it, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Right. The value, like for me, value of a trip is way more, or a value of anything is way more important than, well, if I would have gone on my own, I could have saved $20. But if you went on your own, would you have had all of these extra addeds that you wouldn't have had to just go to Jamaica on your own, on a cruise on your own, or to a hotel on your own?
Right. So I have one more question. I really think it's important, and we didn't talk about it, but again, I think this is important, because a lot of us want things planned yesterday, or we want things to happen yesterday. So realistically, when we go, okay, we want to do an event, and you know the name of it, you know about how realistically, how long does it take to actually go through the process to plan it, so that people understand, one, it doesn't happen overnight, because again, nothing does, but I mean, I don't think it happens in 2 days either. So realistically, how long are you looking at, so that they can actually see, okay, there is a process, and so they can kind of tell when they're going to want to actually have it?
Yeah, it really depends on, a lot of it's dependent on the travel style, because some travel styles sell out a lot quicker, or some destinations sell out a lot quicker than others. But I would say like a minimum 6 months is
that's what I was thinking.
Window. But say, for example, like say if a wellness coach wanted to go on a once in a lifetime Tahiti cruise. And by the way, anybody wants to go to Tahiti, Paul Gauguin Tours offers you free airfare out of LA. So you actually don't have to fly, you don't have to pay to fly to Tahiti. So, but if they wanted to do that, they sell it, like they're selling, 2019 is almost sold out. So if they wanted to do something like that, let's plan for 2020 December, because it just, so there's some that have to be way, way far out. And some of them we could, like, if you wanted to take a few clients to a resort in Jamaica, you could go in October. So it just, but then you have to, the same thing, like you said, you have to think, well, if I offer this event, it's going in October, that's a month away, basically.
Right. How many people could come up with the money in a month?
Yeah, exactly. So you want to think about that. And then the farther away it is, then you can, I can work together with your clients to say, okay, we can do payment plans, or if you just want to pay the deposit, the full amount. But if it's a shorter window, you have to pay the deposit and then the final. And a lot of people can't do that, or don't want to do that. They prefer to pay over time, because it doesn't feel like you paid $2,000. It only felt like you paid 10.
well, with me, I mean, for example, because I budget with my business. If I spread it out, it doesn't screw up my business budget, my operating expenses, because it would be a business trip. So it's not going to come out of my personal money. So I think that's really important to be able to offer that flexibility to pay it over time, because one of the things I teach with my clients is to make sure that you're not screwing up your operating expenses, those month-to-month expenses you have to have, by doing something. If you can actually plan it out further and make the payments, then that's better, because it doesn't mess up the cash flow that you have currently. And the cash flow is a huge thing, because small things can actually affect that. So I like the fact that, because that's what I was thinking. I was thinking minimum 5 to 6 months. And crochet, you're right. The experiences you gain are priceless. And so Laurie's right too. She was telling you that you're right, that the experience you gain is priceless, and that's where that value comes in. And so I think a lot of us, Gina is doing these different events, which I can't wait to go to one of them. The last one she had was the week school started here for my girls, and there was just no way. But I like the way she's doing them, and she's doing them in different places, where it's like a house, or on the lake, or it's still away. It's still somewhat of a traveling thing, and I think that's really important. And people, I mean, she had someone from Canada come to her last one, and so people are traveling, and you're getting that unique camaraderie, and you're getting that closeness. And a lot of times, I mean, just like with the Hello Life, you end up having a connection that you would have never had before. I mean, I've got some really close friends now that I never had before. So I think the idea of traveling so that you can not only see new places, y'all, but also meet. You'd be amazed at how many people you would actually, more people you're going to meet for your business, like you're saying, new people, if you're picking the kind of attraction that those people actually want to go to. So I think that's really, really important. So is there any other advice that you would offer to the people that are either watching live or going to watch the replay, as far as, okay, they're wanting to travel, you know, for an event? Is there anything else that you would offer to them as advice before we end?
I think that if you think about the type of business you have, and so therefore what type of destination would, or travel style would fit your ideal client, maybe not the clients you have now, but the clients you want to attract, and decide that what would be the best for that. And then and you can, I mean, if you have a destination in mind, I want to go here, and then I could say, well, you know, they're not the best for that type, like your type of business, because you can't do presentations, or that's perfect. And then I can offer maybe 4 different travel styles. And then you start thinking about, well, you have to really make sure that it's your client, it's focused the type of style that fits your business. Because if somebody's offering a trip that, well, why is an accountant going on a climb to Mount Kilimanjaro? That makes no sense. You know, and you might really want to do that. You think people will go with you. It doesn't really have anything to do with your business. So for people to just really focus on knowing what their business is, and not to be afraid to work with a travel agent, instead of just saying, well, I'll just go to, I know I want to go here, so I'll just phone the Hilton and I'll book all the rooms. And because I have a lot of resources that a lot of people booking on there don't have, and then why worry about it? And then for example, working with something like Shalin, that's an event coordinator. So I do all the trippy part, but then when it comes to at the hotel doing the AV and all the intimate details for the event, that let somebody else handle that. Like you shouldn't have to handle it all yourself.
She's become my left hand with my event. She's handling all the ins and outs, and she's handling the budget part of the event. I told her I got enough budgets to handle. She could actually handle that.
But you don't be afraid to work with other people, or even collaborate, like you're doing with Patricia, and collaborate instead of just saying, because then the more business owners you have, then you're going to will get new clients just by osmosis, because there's the other person's great. And that's collaboration, I think, is so important when you're trying to arrange an event, especially a traveling event, because it gets you a broader reach of people that want to. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah. And not only that, but it also opens new doors. I mean, and I'm going to be the first to say, you know, there are plenty of people who are not comfortable doing certain things. When we go to book our event, I'm going to tell you now, I'm not doing the research. Because I'm not a travel agent. I don't know the ins and outs of different places. And just like when I had, when I talked to Charlene about my event, you know, and she was like, there were things that she brought up that I would have never thought of. And budgeting is my thing, but budgeting for an event, no, it's not. And literally handing it over to her was like the best thing I ever did, because again, I can do my thing, what I'm good at. So why not work with a travel agent, y'all? You know, because you may think Peru is an awesome place to go, and come find out it may not be for the type of event you're wanting in your type of business. And that's where the experience come in, and someone who's experienced in that area would be able to actually point you, and may actually be able to point you in something better that you would have never thought of to begin with. And so that you end up with an even better trip than, you know, you could have imagined. And Gina was saying, just because I've spent time with both of you, I feel a much deeper connection and sisterhood with you and all of the women I've shared meals and tears and laughters with y'all and the other HLA women, right? So I mean, and that's true. And
never expect, like that you would never expect. You connect with people that you would never, a type of business that you would never think you would connect with. Like a business that you never think in your wildest dreams, I'll never work. Why would I ever work with an accountant? Like as far as a travel, like I would never have in my wildest dreams thought of that. So you never know where that event will lead to something that as a business owner in your wildest dreams would ever happen. Like if you had a mega, like Megan and I were talking about a mega mastermind. So all of these different businesses coming together to offer at a resort or on a cruise to offer their wares to all the people that are.
That sounds awesome. How many of us would not jump on that? Mega mastermind on a cruise or something? Okay, I'm there. And Gina was saying you cannot put into words the life-changing effect of spending several days with like-minded or even unlike-minded people. You're right, Gina, that bonding and that connecting and that growing and that learning. I mean, you got to be honest. I mean, there are people that I've connected with that I would have never connected with before. Catherine Jillian's one of them. And I thank God I'm connected with her, not only on a personal level, because we're both autistic moms, but also because she makes the most awesome things in the world. But normally that connection would have not been there because she lives in Canada and I'm in the US. And so even though we have that similarity, we may not have actually met if it would not have been for both of us traveling to California.
A half an hour for me, and I would have never met her if it wasn't for her.
As I said, I traveled from, the eastern United States to California, and she traveled to California. And so, even though it wasn't Peru, that's the point though, is that traveling, having that and having people come to a certain location. It's absolutely priceless.
You can't just escape, for lack of a better word, home. You're spending more time with those group of people to learn what they're all about. And it's on a more casual level as opposed to maybe a business meeting where you go and you introduce yourself and it's all formal. It's more casual. And I think you get to know the real person.
More intimate.
That way better. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. It's more intimate. And I love talking with everybody, like via Zoom with my clients and all that. But then you've got the everyday world of course, I work from home. So like during the summer, I had a little one who introduced herself to every single person I talked to on Zoom. And if y'all were on last night, y'all saw her last night. She was hanging over my shoulder. But you're right that you have that chaos of your responsibility and stuff like that. And when you travel, you're able to leave that little piece away for just a little while, and you're able to actually be more intimate and connect more. And I really like that. I think that a lot more of us should actually look at how we could actually work an event traveling for our business. I pretty much guarantee a lot of us actually could. We just never thought about it before. And so that I really want y'all to think about it, because that's, even if it's just, I don't know, to a different state, you'd be surprised the amount of people that you will, one, bring into your business, but also bring into your life, and that you would actually be able to connect with. Charlene likes it. She said mega mastermind. She's all for it. I knew Charlene would be all over that one. I knew Charlene would be all over that one. Okay, so is there any other last tip for everybody? And I'm going to tell everybody, thank you for being on. If you're watching this, watching the replay, thank you for watching as well. And please, please, please reach out to me or Laurie for any questions. I know Laurie would be more than welcome to answer any questions. I know that once I start planning, Patricia and I start planning the Healthy Body, Healthy Business, we're going to be all over it because she and I are too busy and we don't want to deal with it. That was decided a long time ago. So I just think it's really important that one of the things I tell people and I tell my clients, recognize what you're good at and do that. And then when you're ready to do things that have to be done that you're not good at, find someone that you mesh with and hire them to do it. Because one, they take so much stress off of you. I mean, I'm going to be honest, there are people on my team that are helping me with this event that I haven't had to worry about a whole bunch of stuff. And if I had, the event would have never happened.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
just on it. And I've told 3 people that literally in the last 3 days that it would have never happened. So I think y'all should really consider it. And I really appreciate you being on with me. Thank you very much for taking some time out of your day. Y'all, thank y'all very much for watching. We have another one coming up in about a week. And Miss Shalin is my guest. So we are going to be sassing up events and in-person connections, which will kind of tie into the traveling. So I think that's going to be awesome. So thank you very much. I appreciate you being here. And I will talk to you ladies later. Bye.
Bye.